Greetings of the day. I, Don Caeiro, Head Department of Forensic Science, Kristu Jayanti College, will be explaining to you an introductory concept of digital forensics. Digital forensics is basically an application of computer science to the field of investigation and law. Digital forensics supports and aids in the whole process of investigation, and it helps in providing appropriate justice to a particular case. Digital forensics and every evidence that is associated with digital forensics brings out facts in the case, either to support or reject facts that are in issue. For example, if there is a statement that is made in the court, then we use evidence to support the statements in court. Such evidences, if it is belonging to computer science or information technology, falls under the purview of digital forensics. Therefore, digital forensics is a very, very important domain in forensic science. In digital forensics, we also deal with cases of cybercrime. In order to understand how a computer device or a digital device is used in cybercrime, we have three main categories, where a digital device or a computer system may be used as a tool to commit the offense of cybercrime, or it can be used as a target where a particular device has been targeted for committing this crime. The digital device also can be used as a repository of evidence, where we see that the data or the evidence or information is stored in a particular system, in a particular hard disk or SSD or pen drive. So we see these three roles that are there, and it's very important to understand these three roles in order to appreciate evidence that we may encounter either in a cybercrime or in a conventional crime. When it comes to computer forensics or digital forensics, we have four basic steps. First is to assess the scene, to understand what is the scene, what is the incident or the crime that has taken place, what may be the devices that are involved in this particular incident, may be used as a tool, may be used as a target, or what information may be found in this device, assess whether some extra specialized personnel are required to investigate this particular scene. So we need to assess all of these things. Certain cases we need to approach the law enforcement agencies, or we need to approach senior people in the organization to get permission to access different parts of the system, network, servers, etc. The second step is acquire or acquisition, where we are going to make a copy of all of the data that we require. Now, in the process of acquisition, we are not actually copying the data, but we are making a duplicate or a clone of the storage device itself. So whether it is a volatile memory or a non-volatile memory like RAM, non-volatile memory like your hard disk, we have to make a copy of the disk itself. And after we make an acquisition of this particular disk, we are going to make an analysis of that. This analysis is based on the case that is there. So it is very important in the first step itself, when we are assessing the scene, we have to put into consideration what are the data that we require. So during the process of analysis, we are not going to look through the whole of the hard disk, but we have to search for data which are pertaining to that particular case. For example, if it is a case of image morphing or a photograph morphing, then we need to search for JPEG photographs, PNG photographs, or tools like Photoshop, CorelDRAW, etc. that would be used for the process of morphing. So when we look at data and we search for data in this particular manner, we will be able to get and obtain this data and process it to the court at a faster rate. After getting all of your data, analyzing the disk, analyzing the storages, we are going to prepare a report. And this report should consist of every step that you have taken from the crime scene till the time you have finished analyzing the evidence and whatever your analysis is. Now, in the whole process of computer forensics, we have gone through these four steps, but each of these steps in detail is very, very important. Therefore, understanding what you need to do at each level, or what your team needs to do at each level in the process of digital forensics, is a very, very important aspect to ensure that every evidence that is encountered or every article that is encountered in digital forensics will be used for a good purpose and will be able to obtain a lot of information pertaining to the case. When you are generating your report, we have to ensure that every step is accounted for, every tool that we are using is accounted for, and every technique that is there that we are using should be tested and should be proved. Then only the report will be accepted in the court as evidence. When it comes to the first step, as we say, assessment of the scene, right, we have to remember this first responder rule. This first responder rule basically summarizes to state that whenever a system is found in the on condition, we should not turn it off. And when it is found in the off condition, we should not turn it on. That means if a system is found switched on in a crime scene or with a suspect, we should not turn it off, because there will be volatile memory that is present in the RAM, and that will be lost, because volatile memory, once it is lost, we won't be able to retain it. Whereas when a system is found in the off condition, we should not turn it on, because every step that we make on a system, the system will store a log of the changes that are there. And if there are changes done to a system, when it is in the possession of the digital forensic personnel or the crime scene personnel, then the system is supposed to be said as tampered. So when we say as tampered, it will not be accepted in the court as evidence. So under any circumstances, without the influence of a cyber forensic investigator, no one is entertained to recover or restore the data from any electronic device that holds the electronic information. Any attempt to retrieve the data by any unqualified individual will result in compromising the integrity of the file or data, and this will result in the evidence not being accepted in the court. Computer data in digital forensics is very, very fragile. It is highly volatile, that means it can be lost. If we are taking a hard disk from a computer system and we are dropping it by mistake, the disk may get destroyed, evidence will be lost. So therefore, all of your evidence and data should be collected and preserved correctly prior to analysis. Thank you.